folks. All right, this week's headliner, main event is Alexander the Great Volkanovski versus Brian Low T City Ortega. These guys have been mixing it up on the Ultimate Fighter for some time now. Both coming off wins. We have the champion fighting out of Australia, coming at 5'6", 145 in the featherweight division with the 71.5-inch reach. And his opponent, Brian Low T City, is coming at 5'8" with a 69-inch reach. So this is stylistically, this is an interesting matchup for quite a few reasons. And it's also interesting their common opponents and who they fought and how they've looked. They both have fought Max Holloway. Max Holloway, arguably the GOAT of the featherweight division, right? He dismantled Brian Ortega, took him to school, made him look bad. And then on the other hand, you have Alexander Volkanovski, who beat him twice. Arguably, you can say that was a bad decision or whatever. It was close, but still inked out 2 wins versus Max Holloway. I mean, I don't know where to go from here, Zach.
You want me to be completely honest? I'll tell you where to go with it. Look at Low T City's record. I need to go ahead and explicate because I realized that some of the people I interact with on the Calf Kick Experience Instagram account, and a surprisingly large percentage of the people that watch these videos, are from the whole ass other side of the world. So shout out to the Middle Eastern countries and India and all of the people out there that are watching from the other side of the world where it's dark right now. But Low T City, man, low testosterone. It's easy. It's very simple to say that this guy's a bitch and that he doesn't like it when things get hard in there, man. When things get hard, Brian Ortega quits. It's just as simple as that. Look at the guy's record. He kicked cans. I mean, fucking bigger cans than Sean O'Malley is claimed to have fought from 2010 until 2016. I'll say a win over Clay Guida is solid. I'm not going to say that it's great, but it's solid. A win over Cub Swanson in 2017. I mean, decent. Frankie Edgar in 2018 is not the same Frankie Edgar as, used to exist in his prime. He's past prime there. That doesn't do anything for Ortega.
The Zombie that's it.
I mean, he beat the Zombie, and that's the only guy out of this whole list of people that he's beaten that's even still ranked at 45. He lost to Holloway. Everybody else that he's beaten isn't even ranked at 45 anymore. So I don't know how we can honestly look at this guy and say that he's the number one contender. I don't think he's a number one contender ahead of Max. I would have rather seen the trilogy. Even though it's 0-2 Volkanovski, I would have rather seen the trilogy. I don't think he's ranked. It should be ranked higher than Yair. After his last performance, I don't even think he should be ranked higher. I think Giga Chikadze kicks his ass. I'm very passionate about this because I think Volkanovski is one of the most criminally underrated champions that the UFC has ever had. Not just in recent history, not just current champ, but ever. The guy is so good at just getting to his point on striking. It's not about, I'm going to outstrike you in this masterclass of like rhythmic, attachment like a dance. He's just going to beat you to the punch every single time. He's going to be in good position. He's going to have good technique. And the dude can fucking wrestle. We haven't seen him need to use it overuse it. We haven't seen him need to abuse his ability to wrestle, but it's always there, man. Once you're good at something like that, it doesn't just go away. I think Low T City is slow. I think that spinning back elbow he hit the Zombie with, my fucking grandmother could have slipped. I mean, it was not slick. You ain't slick, T City. Not in the fucking slightest. I think Volkanovski's going to go out there. He's going to establish what we've known him to establish. Striking that may not be the most damaging, but will score nonetheless. I think Volkanovski is going to be winning this fight 2-1 going into 4. And I think Ortega is going to find a place where, this is uncomfortable and I'm fucking tired and my body doesn't feel good. So he's going to quit, man. I would not be surprised to see Volkanovski finish this fight in the championship rounds. And I'm going to say by a TKO. I'm going to say he finds the punch that wobbles him late in the fight and just jumps on it for the finish.
I think more analytical perspective of this fight. I think that Volkanovski, what he's really good at is touching and going. I don't think he gets enough credit. He's not the fastest guy, but he's smooth enough to get in and get out without getting hurt. His leg kicks, prime example, they slap, they hurt, they damage the leg real bad, but he doesn't get hit when he goes in on those. When he goes in for a punch, I mean, Max is like what, 6 inches taller than him? Something crazy, 5 inches. And he was darting in on him and getting shots on Max, which is a hard thing to do. However, I do think that's going to be dangerous against Brian because Brian relies heavily on elbows. Like that's like one of his defenses. He comes up with those elbows from a position like this or something like that, and he likes those elbows. And I think that if Alexander is not careful with that, then he's going to get caught, and that could spell doom. But I don't necessarily think that's going to happen because he knows that. Brian also likes to keep people at range. He likes to kick, a little front kick, a little oblique kick, teeps, whatnot. And I think that depending on how Alexander decides to combat that, I don't think that's going to be a real big issue because he knows all this already. He's the champion. He's going to come in prepared. He's going to come in for the 5-round fight. I mean, how many 5-rounders has T-City been in? 2?
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I think Alexander Volkanovski, like he says, criminally underrated as a champion. He doesn't get the respect. I think he gets his respect this time. I think he shows the world that he deserves to be here.
I just find it interesting, man, because it seems like a lot of people are leaning on Ortega's jiu-jitsu to find him this victory here. Volkanovski has never in his professional career been submitted. Volkanovski hasn't submitted anybody since 2015 and since before he was in the UFC. I don't think jiu-jitsu is going to even be a factor in this fight if we're being honest with each other.
Unless it's a standing guillotine.
I mean, yeah, other than a standing guillotine, which would probably come on Volkanovski shooting for a lazy takedown, which I just don't see happening. I think Volkanovski can best be described as overtly intentional. Yeah. He doesn't do any movements in there that aren't intended to either set something up or land. He's not in there wasting his energy. So I think that Volkanovski is going to walk out of there and not in easy fashion. I think Ortega is going to put up a fight. I think Ortega is going to, at least offer some resistance and probably at points have people convinced that he's going to swing the momentum and perhaps win the fight. But Volkanovski's too good, man. Volkanovski he's too good. I don't know how else to put it, man.
Yeah.
It's inexplainable how this guy is beating up people like Max Holloway and Jose Aldo and freaking some of the greatest 145ers looking down his resume.
You can't explain it. Like you can't put your finger on the secret to his sauce, right?
I'm at a loss for words right now, which
he's just good. There's no other way to put it. He's just good. And that's why he's a 163 favorite this weekend, minus 163. And Ortega is the plus 150 underdog. What do you think? I think this fight goes, in my mind, I think Volkanovski gets another decision here. I don't know where that's at. Yeah,
I think Volkanovski
plus 135.
Volkanovski at minus 163 in a parlay, just money line, is going to boost your odds for that parlay, and it's going to hit. Yeah. So that's my personal favorite here that I like. I don't know, man. I think the finish is going to come sooner rather than later, or later rather than sooner, if that's how you want to look at it. So maybe under 4.5 rounds at plus 120, you'll find you a positive money bet. Volkanovski by TKO at plus 410 is certainly something I'm going to play, but I'm not sure that it's something I'm so confident on I'm going to suggest others to play it. I would suggest staying away from any sort of submission bet like we talked about. And I mean, Volkanovski inside the distance at plus 360. I don't know how else to put it. These two don't like each other either.
Yeah, they don't.
Volkanovski fucking hates Ortega, especially after their time on the Ultimate Fighter together. Fucking hates him.
Yeah, I mean, I think we both can agree that Volkanovski is going to get this one done, but it's just a matter of how he's going to get this one done. So
Yeah.
I don't have it. I can't say. You know, I'm not real definitive on this one. I really think this is going to go to decision in my mind.
I think where we do stand definitively and collectively is that Low T City is going to get worked, man. Low T City is going to get worked.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.